There was a small street in Fairview in Utah. The street was named Duckville. There was a small girl around 5 years old. She was playing in the front yard. The storm was coming, so her father had to call her in. "Lisa, come in," her father called out to his daughter. "It's gonna storm." Lisa began to start to pick up her toys and was about to head inside towards her house when she heard laughing. It sounded like a woman was laughing. Lisa, who had brown hair with brown eyes, looked up. There was a woman with black hair. "Hello," said the woman. "Hey," Lisa replied. Then she could see the woman had transformed into a cat creature. She then lunged at Lisa and attacked her. Lisa's father then walked out of the house a few moments later. He saw that his daughter was dead on the spot. He screamed in fear and told his wife to call 911, to which she did. No one knows how the body was discovered, mainly how it was lying down outside of the house. No one knows who or what killed her. However, Lena, Simone, and Jacques, the three cat creatures, have returned from the dead to attack, but no one knows how or who they revived them. The mystery machine was drove through the roads of Fairview, Utah. The gang were going to this festival. Everyone was excited. Fred was driving around to find a good hotel to stay at. "Why, man, Scoob, I can't wait for the food eating contest," Shaggy said. "Rah!" Scooby agreed. "I'm sure you'll be ready for sure," Velma laughed, as Daphne's laugh was joined in as well. "This festival is going to be great," Fred said happily. "You excited, Daphne?" he asked his girlfriend. "Sure am, Freddy. I'm ready for fun," Daphne cheered. The Mystery Inc. soon parked at a hotel. It wasn't far from where the festival was being held. Fred checked the gang in at a hotel, and they walked on to the fairgrounds. "Well, gang, let's let the fun begin," Fred said. "Why, how come the stands are not open?" Shaggy asked. "The festival doesn't open till tomorrow, Shaggy," Velma said. She patted his back. "You and Scooby will do great, at the food eating contest, of course." "This is such a nice park," Daphne said, as she was admiring the park. "This is so nice, isn't it, Fred?" "Yeah, it sure is, Daph," Fred replied. Then he and the gang could hear some music. "Hey, gang," Fred called out to his friends. "And I hear music. There's some people here." Fred saw the gang was a stage, and close to it where some rides were, so the gang headed for the direction of the music, unsure of who or what was making the music. But upon closer inspection, as they walked through and heard the music getting louder and louder, it was none other than the Hex Girls. The gang clapped for the Hex Girls' performance. Thorn seized the gang, and she, along with Dusk, had jumped off the stage at the first sight of them. "Oh my God, it's you guys," Thorn said happily. "It's been a long time. Good to see you girls again," Fred replied happily. "What are you guys doing here?" Dusk asked the gang. "We've come here to Fairview in Utah," Daphne explained. "And there's a festival here, so we thought we would come here for that." "Cool. We're performing the festival," Luna replied. "How long have you guys been here?" Velma asked. "We got here yesterday," Dusk replied. A woman walked out what seemed to be going on, and it's been going good. "That's great to hear," Daphne said. "Sorry to interrupt you guys. Just want to make sure everyone was okay." A woman said to the Hex Girls and the gang. She had red hair and was down to her shoulders. "Name's Rose, by the way. Rose Martin." "Nice to meet you, Rose," Fred said as he turned to the gang. "I'm Fred. This is Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby-Doo." "Nice gang you've got there. It's nice meeting you all," Rose said to the gang. "We're here for the festival," Shaggy started, "and the food eating contest. Right, Scoob?" Shaggy asked. "Yeah," Scooby replied. "So you guys know each other?" Rose asked the Hex Girls. "Yes, we do, since the witch's ghost and the Yowie Yahoo incident," Thorn began. "We've known them for a long time now." Thorn winked at Shaggy as she had a crush on him. "That's good to hear," Rose said. "I've started working with the Hex Girls. It wasn't too long ago. I'm I'm from Nevada. That's amazing, Velma smiled. What stuff did you do? I used to be a police officer years ago, Rose explained. She then started to have a vape in her hands, and it was clear to the gang that she does vaping. But I've retired at the age of 56, and I'm now 58. You're still a young today, Daphne said, even if you're 58. Well, thanks, Daphne, Rose replied. She checked her phone. So what do you guys do? We solve mysteries, Fred began to explain. We've been solving mysteries for a long time. Most of the time, we've seen people in masks. Very rarely we would see real monsters. Very interesting, Rose smiled. Then she liked the idea. Well, Mr. Ink, don't you suppose you could stay here for the festival? Of course, Velma replied. We'll love to stay here for it. We won't miss it for the world. Scooby and Shaggy looked around the park. Mike, man, look at this park, Shaggy said, admiring the park. Yeah, rice rock, Scooby added. It's very nice here. You want to join us for dinner? Fawn offered the gang. Sure, Fawn. We'll love to join you girls for dinner, Fred replied, taking Fawn's offer. Right, gang? Oh, yes, like we're starving, Shaggy said, as he was love-struck by Fawn winking at him again. Shaggy, I could tell that something's up, Velma said to Shaggy. She had a hint that he was in love. The gang, along with the Hex Girls and Rose, all went out for dinner. They went to a restaurant that was not far from the festival. It was called Home Plate Cafe. So, gang, what are we having? Fred asked. Hey, Rose Martin. How's my lovely lady? A waiter named Mark said. He showed up at the table. The gang and the Hex Girl smiled, and Rose gave her friend a hug. It's been rough, Mark, hanging in there and here and there, Rose replied. She then turned her attention to the gang. Everyone, this is Mark. He's a good friend of mine. Like, are you from Nevada too? Shaggy asked. Yeah, that's correct. I've been friends with Rose for a long time. Ever since we've been teenagers, Mark replied to Shaggy's question. Mark, these are my friends. Here are the Hex Girls, Fawn, or Sally McKnight, Dusk and Luna. Rose began to introduce Mark to her friends. And here's Mr. Yink. There's Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and... Rose was cut off by Scooby, who licked Mark's face. And Scooby-Doo, Scooby added as he laughed. So nice to meet you all. So what are you all having? Mark asked. Me along with Luna will both take stuffed shrimp, please, Fawn said. Two of the same? Mark asked. Yes, can I have mine be a side of french fries and mashed potatoes? Luna asked. All right, same for you? Mark asked Fawn. Yes, but could you put some gravy on my mashed potatoes, please? Fawn asked. All right, what about you? Mark asked Dusk. Do you have any vegan stuff? Dusk asked. We sure do. What stuff would you like? Mark asked. I could take the garden salad with steamed veggies and pasta, please. Dusk asked. All right, what about you, Mr. Ink? Mark asked. Daphne and I will take 2 of the double cheeseburgers, please, Fred said, as Daphne smiled at Fred. We'll have gravy on the side along with french fries, please. Sure thing. What about Velma? Mark asked. I'll take the steak dinner with mashed potatoes, gravy, and a garden salad, please, Velma replied. Like, we know what we want, right, Scoob? Shaggy asked Scooby when it was time for them to order. Yeah, Scooby replied. We'll have 2 orders of the bacon cheeseburgers, please, Shaggy said to Mark as Scooby licked his lips. Those 2 love to eat. Daphne chuckled. I'll take the usual, Mark, Rose said to her friend. That'll be the chicken breast with mashed potatoes and coleslaw, Mark guessed. Yup, that's right, Rose replied. Oh, damn it, where are my manners? Mark forgot about getting the drinks. Rose giggled. What would you all like to drink? Some wine for me and Daphne, please, Fred said. What about you, Velma? Mark asked. I'll take grape juice vodka, Velma replied. What about you, Shaggy and Scooby? Mark asked the 2 goofballs. Like, me and Scoob will both have Pepsi, please, Shaggy replied. Yeah, Scooby added with a smile. What about you, girls? Mark asked the Hex Girls. Long Island iced tea for me and Dusk, Luna said. And I'll take a peach slush vodka, Fawn added. Alright, and Rose, you want a strawberry vodka, right? Mark asked his friend. That's right, Mark, Rose replied. Mark then left to go get his friends their drinks. How long is the festival going to be? Daphne asked. It'll only be here for a couple days, Luna replied, although I'm not sure how long it will go for, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Luna then looked around the outside window. There's been strange things happening, Rose began. She cleared her throat. I've seen people acting strange, like odd behavior and whatnot. Wow, look at that, gang, Fred started. We've got ourselves another mystery on our hands. The gang and the Hex girls were impressed. I wonder what mystery we'll be solving, Daphne wondered. A neighbor down the road told me something. Then he said that his daughter was killed, and it just happened just yesterday, Rose explained. How was his daughter killed? Dusk asked in shock. We have no idea. Someone or something did, Rose replied. Mind if we solve this mystery? Fred asked Rose, as she nodded in agreement. It'll be nice for you guys to stick around. We could sure use it, Rose said. Later on at night, the gang along with Rose and the Hex girls were in their hotel rooms. Daphne, Fred, and Velma were in one room. Rose had a room. The Hex girls had their room. And Shaggy and Scooby had their own room. Did you see Shaggy's face when you winked? Dusk asked Thorn. She just blushed at the moment. Yeah, he is so handsome, Thorn sighed. She was in love. Ah, Luna started. Someone is in Love. Luna then chuckled. Yep, someone's in love, Dusk added. No, I'm not. Thorn playfully pushes Dusk and Luna. Oh, yes, you are, Dusk chuckled. We could see it, girl. Dusk then got up and noticed Thorn getting all giggly. You have a crush on Shaggy, Luna began. We could tell. Luna started laughing. Oh, maybe I do have a crush on him. Maybe I don't, Thorn replied to her girlfriends. Meanwhile, in Shaggy and Scooby's room, they can hear the Hex girls laughing next door. Why, did you hear that, Scooby-Doo? Shaggy asked. Yeah, Scooby replied. Thorn, isn't she hot? Shaggy was daydreaming. He has had a crush on Thorn since they both met each other at the park. Yeah, right, Scooby replied with a chuckle. I should ask her out, but, I'm not sure what to say to her. Shaggy was having a nervous breakdown, but Scooby was able to calm his best friend down. Then Scooby handed Shaggy a flyer. It was a date night in the restaurant. Great idea, Scoob. I'll ask her out for dinner sometime. Shaggy smiled.